Heavy fighting is intensifying along Israel's northern border, where clashes between Israeli forces and Hezbollah fighters are rapidly evolving into one of the most volatile and dangerous fronts in the wider regional conflict. What began as intermittent exchanges has now escalated into sustained, coordinated combat operations involving missiles, drones, and ground engagements, with casualties steadily rising and both sides preparing for further escalation. According to Israeli military officials, recent attacks have left soldiers dead and injured, underscoring the growing lethality of Hezbollah's operations. Anti-tank guided missiles, one of Hezbollah's most effective battlefield weapons, have been used repeatedly to strike Israeli positions near the border. These attacks are not isolated incidents. They are part of a broader, coordinated strategy that reflects a significant shift in the group's operational capabilities. The battlefield itself has transformed. Southern Lebanon and northern Israel are no longer just tense border regions. They are now active war zones. Military units on both sides are operating under constant threat as artillery exchanges, missile launches, and drone incursions become a daily reality. Hezbollah's increasing reliance on drones alongside precision-guided munitions signals a deliberate effort to challenge Israeli air superiority and stretch its defenses across multiple layers. This escalation is unfolding within the context of a much larger regional war. Since late February 2026, direct hostilities between Israel and Iran have expanded dramatically, drawing in multiple actors across the Middle East. Iran has launched repeated missile strikes targeting Israeli territory, while Israel has carried out retaliatory strikes against Iranian military infrastructure. The consequences of this widening conflict are being felt far beyond the immediate battlefield. In northern Israel, civilians are living under constant threat, with air raid sirens frequently forcing residents into shelters. Drone infiltration alerts have become increasingly common, reflecting Hezbollah's growing use of unmanned aerial systems to penetrate Israeli defenses and gather intelligence or carry out attacks.
At the same time, southern and central Israel have faced a different kind of threat: long-range ballistic missiles launched from Iran. These missiles have struck urban areas, causing casualties and damage to infrastructure. In one early incident, a missile hit a residential building near Tel Aviv, killing a civilian and injuring others.
Such attacks demonstrate the expanding reach of the conflict and the increasing difficulty of containing it within a single geographic area. Israel is no longer dealing with a localized confrontation. It is facing a multi-front war involving state and non-state actors operating across vast distances. Hezbollah's role in this conflict is particularly significant. The group has long been considered one of the most powerful non-state military forces in the world, with a large arsenal of rockets, missiles, and drones. However, recent developments suggest that its capabilities are evolving further. Reports indicate that Hezbollah has been conducting coordinated attack waves combining rockets, UAVs, and anti-tank missiles, a level of integration that points to advanced planning and external support. The intensity of these operations is reflected in the sheer volume of attacks. On some days, more than 100 separate attack waves have been recorded, making this one of the most sustained periods of combat between Israel and Hezbollah in recent history. Casualties on both sides are mounting. Hundreds of Hezbollah fighters have reportedly been killed since the latest escalation began, while Israeli forces have also suffered losses. Beyond the battlefield, the humanitarian impact is becoming increasingly severe. In Lebanon, airstrikes and ground operations have caused widespread destruction and displacement. Entire communities have been forced to flee, while infrastructure damage has disrupted essential services. On the Israeli side, towns near the border have been repeatedly targeted, leaving residents in a constant state of uncertainty and fear. The conflict has also taken on a broader strategic dimension. Iran's involvement is not limited to direct missile strikes. It is widely believed to be coordinating with allied groups across the region, creating a network of pressure points designed to challenge Israel on multiple fronts simultaneously. One of the most significant developments in recent days has been the entry of Iranian-backed Houthi forces in Yemen into the conflict. The Houthis have launched ballistic missiles toward Israel, marking a major escalation and expanding the geographic scope of the war. This development highlights the interconnected nature of the conflict. What happens in one part of the region now has immediate consequences elsewhere, creating a chain reaction of escalation that is difficult to control. At the same time, critical infrastructure has become a target. A recent missile strike hit a fuel facility in Haifa, sending thick smoke into the air and raising concerns about the vulnerability of key industrial sites. Although no casualties were reported in that incident, the potential consequences of such attacks are significant. Disruption to energy infrastructure could have far-reaching economic and logistical effects, not just for Israel, but for the broader region. Economic impacts are already being felt. Israel's growth projections for 2026 have been revised downward due to the ongoing conflict, reflecting the strain on resources and the uncertainty created by prolonged hostilities. Meanwhile, the military dimension of the conflict continues to evolve. Israeli forces have intensified their operations, carrying out strikes on Hezbollah positions in Lebanon and targeting Iranian military infrastructure. These operations are part of a broader strategy aimed at weakening Iran's ability to project power through its regional allies. In parallel, reports suggest that Israel has also conducted strikes deep inside Iran, targeting key military and industrial sites. These actions represent a significant escalation, bringing the conflict directly into Iranian territory and increasing the risk of further retaliation. The use of advanced technologies is also shaping the conflict. Drones, precision-guided missiles, and sophisticated intelligence systems are playing a central role, enabling both sides to conduct highly targeted operations. This shift toward technology-driven warfare is making the conflict more complex and less predictable. Military analysts warn that this new phase of warfare is characterized by speed, coordination, and multi-domain operations. Attacks are no longer confined to a single type of weapon or a single battlefield. Instead, they involve a combination of air, land, and electronic warfare capabilities, often deployed simultaneously. For civilians, the impact is immediate and profound. In northern Israel, daily life has been disrupted by constant alerts and the need to seek shelter at a moment's notice. In Lebanon, the destruction caused by airstrikes has forced many to abandon their homes, creating a growing humanitarian crisis. Despite the scale of the conflict, diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation have struggled to gain traction. Talks and negotiations are ongoing, but they have so far failed to keep pace with the rapidly evolving military situation. The broader geopolitical implications are also significant. The conflict is reshaping alliances and raising concerns about the possibility of a wider regional war. Global markets are reacting to the uncertainty, particularly in the energy sector, where disruptions could have far-reaching consequences. At the same time, the involvement of multiple actors, including Iran, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, has created a complex web of alliances and rivalries that makes the situation even more difficult to resolve. What is particularly concerning is the potential for further escalation. Each new attack increases the risk of retaliation, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. With multiple fronts active and tensions running high, the margin for error is extremely small. The situation remains fluid, with developments unfolding rapidly. Military operations are continuing on all sides, and new incidents are being reported almost daily. As the conflict deepens, the risk of a broader confrontation continues to grow. This is no longer a localized conflict confined to a single border. It has become a multi-front war involving multiple actors, advanced technologies, and far-reaching consequences. And as the region braces for what may come next, one thing is clear: the intensity, scale, and unpredictability of this conflict have reached a level not seen in years, with no immediate end in sight.